What are some of the first words or phrases that come to mind when we think of mental illness? It'll vary, but most commonly we will hear things such as, it drove someone to do a violent crime, guns, teenagers, suicide, depression, anxiety, insanity, and a whole cluster of other words. So, I'm Wendy, I'm 17, and I'm a senior in high school, and I struggle with mental illness myself. For about most of my youth, I have suffered with depression and anxiety, but to those who know me, I appear as stoic. I was never really raised to be a hands-on person, so when I was struggling with this, it was just struggling with a really big battle. So, I was always thought of as painfully shy, but that just wasn't the case for me. I became hypervigilant of my surroundings, and I remember locking myself in the bathroom to cry or to hyperventilate because I felt really overwhelmed. They became my bestest friends, and I never even did anything without them. When I was moving, like I did almost every year, oh no, I couldn't forget them. Let's pack them up into boxes as well. Going out with some friends, don't forget to pack them up into your bag along with your cell phone and your chewing gum. Getting ready, don't forget to lather on some anxiety. Oh wait, you put on too much. Wipe some off before someone notices. My thoughts took over and I had lost myself in what I was trying to hide. I had one of the biggest breakdowns I have ever had, and I was labeled as crazy, that I had nothing going on, that I was delusional, and that I should just get over it, and I was overreacting. I became ashamed. I couldn't express how I felt, and I started destroying myself, but I knew I had to do something before it was too late. I had started seeing a therapist, and at first, it was definitely hard. I was forced to talk about experiences that I had pushed so far back that when I spoke, it felt as if they never even happened. I was forcing myself to forget. I was also describing what I felt like when I was at home, when I was at school, when I was around friends, public places, and what scared me the most was when I was alone. Medication made me feel like I had lost the fight. I had labeled myself as weak because I never depended on anyone, and here I was depending on medication. But then going through this, I realized I wasn't even alone. My mom was struggling with mental illness. I had family members who were too afraid to speak out, and I hadn't even lost a family member due to mental illness. Going back to what I just said previously, crimes and guns. Most of the time, we may think back to something like the 1999 Columbine High School massacre, which resulted in 13 victims, and the double suicide of the two perpetrators, or the 2012 Aurora shooting, which left 12 moviegoers dead. In both of these cases, they involved gunmen with the present history of mental illness. Right? Or when we think back to someone like Ted Bundy, who was a diagnosed psychopath, or Charles Manson, who was diagnosed with schizophrenia and a paranoid delusional disorder. With cases like these, people may think wrongly of someone with mental illness. They may think that we are all just ticking time bombs, when in reality we are not. Those who are mentally ill have a very low chance of doing something of a violent matter. But we also have those who shed a good light. We have those in the media who use their platform as a way to bring awareness and help break the stigma. Most likely it's musicians. We may hear someone like Demi Lovato, Halsey, or 21 Pilots with their lyrics like, "Waging my wars behind my face and above my throat." We've also seen what it can do if it goes untreated. We've seen those in the public eye. We have those like Kurt Cobain or Robin Williams who have decided to commit suicide, and we've seen that. And I bet that most of us right now know or were affected personally by someone like this. That no matter how rich or poor a person might be, that they can still fall victim to mental illness. It is like a constant loop, like the great theoretical physicist Albert Einstein once said, insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Why is this topic such a hush-hush topic? Why do we hesitate to speak on it when it could actually bring awareness? If you are to take something away from this, it should be that 1 in 5 Americans struggle with mental illness. 1 in 25 struggle with a serious mental illness in which makes one or more daily tasks difficult. We should start dropping the stigma and take action. It is not a sign of weakness. It can affect anybody. If you feel alone, you are not. Medication does not make you weak. It has its side effects, of course, but to some, they feel as if it helps make their day a tad easier. We shall not become our illness, nor let it define us. And now I will leave you with the passage from one of my favorite poems. It is called To This Day by Shane Kay. There's something inside you that made you keep trying, despite everyone who told you to quit. You built a cast around your broken heart and you signed to yourself, you signed it, they were wrong. We stem from a root planted in the belief that we are not what we are called. We are not empty cars stalled out, sitting empty on some highway. And if some way we are, don't worry, that we only got out to walk and get gas. We are graduating members of the class, we made it.